Good afternoon. Hope you're well. Just enjoying a big mug of tea after being outside in the great outdoors. Typical Canadian February. Minus 20 today. Not much of a breeze, but pretty damn cold. I usually say, like, going out in the Canadian winter like this, bright sunshine, it's a lot like a walking meditation. Clearing your mind of things you really don't want to address. But when you come home, a lot of the stuff that was rattling around in the back of your brain comes to the fore. We're kind of living right now in that double curse blessing, supposedly originating in China. May you live in interesting times. And indeed, we are living in interesting times. It would appear with what's going on recently that we're living in some kind of a sham where we've been led to believe for years we have some kind of control over our own lives. And if the last 2 years have taught us anything, that's definitely not true. Even more so in the last couple of weeks. When you actually try and assert the rights that are supposed to be guaranteed to you by the Canadian Charter, you find that there's a little addendum in there that allows the government basically to override our charter with an emergency measure. Now, Brian Peckford, one of the original signers and creators of the charter, is talking about suing the government at this point because the addendums that are in there are only supposed to be for extreme emergencies, things like having war declared on Canada. And we're never meant to cover an issue like we've currently come through. I wish him well on that. But these recent events also bring to light that it really is just a sham. As long as you do what you're supposed to do, get up every day, go to work, don't complain too much, pay your taxes, pay your bills, don't bother anybody, everything's just fine, hunky-dory. But the minute you question the narrative, God help you. As the case we have right now, we have the truckers. Now, early on, it was just a small protest that started out west and moved its way east. But right from the get-go, you could see where the media was going with it. And when it gathered steam, it became larger and larger with each passing mile. We have our own Prime Minister come out and target them with every ism he could come up with. They're misogynist, they're white supremacists, basically terrorists, a small fringe minority. A small fringe minority that all of a sudden shuts down every major trade route between here and the U.S. with rolling protests throughout the country. Thousands of trucks heading to Ottawa, blockading the entire downtown. The media right on cue follows the Prime Minister's lead, targeting one individual carrying a Confederate flag and another one with a Nazi flag. Very little mention of this is evident that there's only one person. In fact, when you look at pictures of this purported member of the convoy, they appear to be the same person. Last I heard, there was a $6,500 reward for anybody who could identify this individual because he appears to have disappeared. When confronted by the truckers earlier on, he scuttled away. Now, it's not uncommon for governments to place people within demonstrators. It's probably a good thing because you don't know which way a demonstration is going to go. It's good to have info from on the ground. But when it's used to discredit a movement, that's something else entirely again. I've watched live feed for days now of these so-called protesters. What I'm basically seeing is Winterlude without the canal. We have bouncy castles. We have thousands of people from Ottawa, all downtown, dance parties, free food. The downtown's never been cleaner. Snow removal is incredible. We have veterans guarding the war memorial. And yet, it is so bad, the media coverage, that none of the protesters even want to talk to them. And I don't blame them at all. Take a sound clip, manipulate it, more than likely find the least articulate person in the entire crowd to talk to make the whole movement look bad. It's a sad state of affairs. This is not the country I grew up in. What happened to the Canada of 1967? We're supposed to be all in this together. We're all in it together until you start asking questions. The minute you start asking why, the people in positions of power get upset. This is not what a democracy is. Politicians are elected. They serve at our pleasure. The sad part is, it doesn't matter which party you have in. It's as Mark Twain used to say, politicians in diapers need to be changed in regular intervals and for the same reason. And we all know what that is. Any government that's entrenched for too long becomes corrupt. It's just the nature of the beast. They get sloppy. They begin to think that nothing can touch them. The law does not apply to them, as we've seen with this current government and when the Conservatives were in power all those years. It's just the way it works. Democracy is supposed to be a way of controlling this, but it's gotten to the point where most people are so busy trying to scrape by and make a living, we're not paying attention as to what's going on. We have major changes coming in this world. They want to track our every movement, our every purchase, our every bank transaction. It is never even a conspiracy to come right out and say, the big plan, you'll own nothing and you will be happy. Well, I don't know about you. I kind of like owning things that I've worked hard to buy, taken years to buy in some cases. I don't enjoy being told what to do very often either. But like most of you Canadians, and people elsewhere in the world for that matter, we get up every day, we work hard, we pay our bills, pay our taxes, we try not to cause any trouble, we obey the law, and the reward we get for it, we get to be called names, we get to be put in jail, we get to be hauled away if we disagree. We're told we can't visit loved ones in the hospital. We can't go to church. We can't go to a friend's funeral. Old folks languish in homes wanting to commit suicide rather than spend another day alone. And yet we have the truckers basically asking one thing. We want the freedoms we are guaranteed by the Charter. Nothing more, nothing less. Why is that too much to ask? And why are so many people willing to go along with the narrative and with media, calling these people names? Just because you don't drive a truck doesn't mean you're better than anyone else. Just because you went to university doesn't make you better than anyone else. It just means that you have a higher education. It doesn't mean you're any smarter or any better than anyone else. Without people on the front line, like blue-collar types, truckers, plumbers, electricians, construction workers, nurses, emergency response people, firemen, policemen. Without these people, the lives as we know it doesn't exist. The lights don't come on, the toilets don't flush, the water doesn't flow. 3 days without trucks, every major city in this country and North America is out of food. And like another old saying, any society that goes 9 days without food, you're looking at revolution. Now it is time, in my opinion, that we all take a good hard look at ourselves and how we've treated our neighbors throughout this. If you've worked hard to make things better for family, friends, and neighbors through this, more power to you. But you're one of the ones that have stuck your nose up at everybody else who disagreed with you over these issues. I suggest you give it a long think. Because if things do get worse, you're probably the last person on the list they'll want to help, helpful as they are. So with that, I'm going to finish my tea. Probably strap the snowshoes on and go back in the woods. At least there things roll along as they should be. Spring follows winter. Hopefully, spring starts, we'll have a new start for everybody. Until then, peace, love, and happiness to you all. This is Mike on the Trail.